Welcome back to Cool Fred's Garage. So I'm going into the next step of the build, which is dropping in the AC condenser and transmission cooler on the 1978 Malibu Classic. Alright, so here go our parts over here. So we got this transmission cooler. It's a pretty nice size one. So I'll get it out the box in a little bit, but that's it right there. It's made by Hayden Automotive. 677 is the part number on that. And then we got a 134 style AC condenser, and over here is a Summit fuel pump, and then we got some fuel line and stuff like that. So that's fuel pump. So this is pretty much the stuff that's going to go in there next. I do got the box of this AC condenser, and you can kind of tell the difference between this one and the one that's installed over here in the car. So this one right here was originally for use with R12, and you can see the differences in the design. So this one over here has a more tube style, got these little core tubes on the side, whereas this one right here has a more like modern style. So this right here is best to use for the R134a, which is the more modern AC refrigerant. So this right here is going to be able to cool better than the R12 style in there. All right, guys. So as far as this AC condenser goes, I really don't know exactly where it's from or who the distributor is, because on the box here it actually says it's from Walmart.com, but that is the part number for the AC condenser. So it's probably like a universal or generic style part number, but it is for a G body. So it is for this 78 Malibu, and I'm assuming it does fit like Monte Carlos and pretty much Regals and anything on the G body platform. So it is very similar if you look at like the bottom feet here. So over here in the car, here's some bracket, basically some bolts up here at the top on each side. I'm not sure if those are 10 millimeters or 12. I'm not sure. I guess I'll find out in a little bit. So I'm gonna start getting those out of there, and that should release. The condenser should swing out and just pull up. So that's the plan, to get that out. All right, so this right here, that transmission cooler. So basically I'm gonna get it out of the box. So it comes with a little bit of holes. And actually this one's not as big as I thought it was. It's probably about the same size or bigger than what, probably about the same size of what I have in my car. So I just gotta figure out how I'm gonna mount this joker. So I'm gonna kind of just place it in there and test fit it, see which way it's gonna go. It also came with a bag of goodies. It's got a little fitting for the radiator, and it's also got some little ties and stuff where you can secure it to a condenser or a radiator. But I like to try to mount it to the frame of the car. Pretty much I gotta just figure out like if I'm gonna mount it towards the top or the bottom. So All right, so I ended up pulling the grill out on this thing. That way, like up in here, I can get access to like this area here and pretty much just kind of figure out where I'm gonna mount that transmission cooler at, because I want to kind of have it so the air is going through it through the grill, but it also needs to be directly behind the AC condenser to make sure everything is working right. So I'm just kind of trying to map something out, trying to see where it's gonna fit. All right, here we go. I'm back. So the other day after I removed the grill, I showed you guys where I was gonna mount this transmission cooler at, which is let's see if we can see it. There's a couple marks. Like one of them's right there, and the other one is over here. So that's where we're gonna end up. I tried to highlight it with some like a blue paint. You can see that one now. So yeah, that's where it's gonna mount. It's gonna mount right here and right there. So I was trying to figure out what I was gonna do to mount it. At first I was having a hard time trying to figure out where I was gonna mount it at, but end up taking out the grill and saw this area right up in here, which is kind of like a little, it's kind of like a little boxed area for the radiator support, but it's enough still for me to be able to put a self-tapping screw in there. And then so I actually had to pause the other night. I was out here, and I'm back out here again after a long day's work. But and I was thinking I was going to have to stop somewhere and get some self-tapping screws. And then I was thinking, I was like, man, I gotta have some self-tapping screws around here somewhere. So these right here from the parking brake job I did on my 73 Impala, what I used to kind of route and run the parking brake in the brackets. So these are from the Tractor Supply store. So I'm gonna use these to secure this cooler. So I'm gonna go ahead and prep those and get those in there and get this cooler mounted with these screws right here. So sometimes I guess, you know, that's what happened. You kind of working on something, you're moving along at a pretty good speed, because it really didn't take any time to get this out. The condenser came out because the radiator was already out, so the AC condenser was out. You know, it's just like two bolts in these little holders right here, and that's out. So that was out in like within 2 or 3 minutes. But in order to get to this stage here, I had to pull the grill out, which didn't take long, but had to pull that out to see exactly where I was going to mount it. So that kind of works out, because fresh air will be able to go through the transmission cooler while you're going down the road and keep that bad boy cool. So that's what we want. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing in there. Alright, so pretty much the transmission cooler is in good. The AC condenser is in good. Actually, this AC condenser, it does kind of fit a little tight. You just gotta push down on those rubber mounts and grommets, and then you basically just screw it in with those brackets and those 10 millimeter screws. But these like kind of the factory style connections that's right here, so that's actually a nice replacement upgrade for the 134 refrigerant. So this right here is a radiator that you just saw me put in here. So this is a really nice radiator. So pretty much you see me kind of go ahead and test fit like the radiator and the shroud. The radiator almost fits perfect, and this is the aftermarket fan shroud that's supposed to allow you to run electric fans and stuff like that with no problem. But it's got a few fitment issues. It needs to be adjusted a little bit, but this bracket here is gonna fit pretty much no problem. I'm probably gonna have to wind up maybe modifying it a little bit, but hopefully not too much. Probably gotta maybe bend this little flap here out. But the main thing I noticed when I put the fan shroud on, let's see what I do with that bad boy. Oh, it's right here. So so this thing comes out pretty thick. So but I will say, I want to say this fan shroud is made for this radiator. So it kind of fits nice because it's like a nice little recessed groove back in there. I'll probably show that in a little bit. It's a nice little recessed groove where it kind of can fit on there, and you can kind of drill a couple holes and mount it to the radiator. That's normally how I mount them. But there are a few clearance issues, so kind of down here on this little radiator core support, how it this thick part, probably gonna have to end up trimming this out a little bit with like a cutting wheel, like a metal cutting wheel. Kind of trim that out, kind of notch this, and just kind of take maybe about a ½ inch or so. So that's pretty much what you saw me earlier, just kind of marking, just kind of putting like a little mark there. So I'll make a better, like straighter mark, and then I'll figure out where I need to cut that. And then, because you can kind of see that this right here is off a little bit between there and there. To solve that problem, it's a little ledge right here, and you can kind of see I've already pretty much marked right in there. So I'm probably have to trim this little lip off. So that'll give me, I guess, close, maybe about a ½ inch, maybe about, 7/16 or whatever. So that'll allow this radiator to sit closer, closer up against here. So that'll give us a little bit of room. It seems like it's gonna work out perfect. All right, so back over here, back to the transmission cooler. So one of the hoses, the one that goes into the radiator right here, it's almost okay, but it looked like it's almost like it wants to maybe almost kink a little bit. So I need a little bit more of a radius on it. So I need to add maybe a couple inches. I need to basically cut another hose about 2 to 3 inches longer, so it'll have a more relaxed fit. So that's pretty much what I'm gonna do for that. But as far as all the like the transmission line, like down here at the bottom, that's that goes in no problem. I was test fitting that earlier, so pretty much everything seems like it's gonna be okay. Just gotta do a few modifications to get everything to work perfect. So I need to add a little bit. I need to get a longer hose for that transmission cooler. I was probably gonna put the grill back in to finish this video off, but I think I'm gonna wait until I get this stuff trimmed out down here. So basically, I'll probably do another video. I was actually gonna do a separate video anyway on the radiator and electric fans, but since I already was here, I wanted to go ahead and get that test fitted so I can see how it's fitting. But I'm glad I did, because I can kind of see what I need to do to kind of make it fit. So I probably can just go ahead and proceed on and mount those fans and get that stuff going, and then I can kind of like go ahead and cut what I need to cut, and then just recheck it and just test fit it and kind of see what I need to modify until it fits down there a little bit better. So that's pretty much gonna be the plan. Alright, so here we go. So I'm just gonna show you guys the AC condenser fitting in here before I wrap this video up. So everything looking good. I did see that I need to, like this one right here, I need to add, this hose right here needs to be about 3 inches longer. That way when it kind of turns into the radiator, it's not going to, it's like it'll almost make it, but you know, just want to make sure that it's not going to be kinked up. But it's plenty clearance. It's not really like touching. You can see I put a zip tie right there just to kind of secure it out of the way, so it won't be touching up against the AC condenser. So, but I'm gonna add some hose to that, and then next video I'll be working on this, kind of getting these areas trimmed out here, and then we'll I'll probably be getting the electric fans mounted and all that good stuff, since I'm kind of already here. And then I got to put the fuel pump in there, and then start getting it prepped to get the belt drive in there. So those are gonna be the things that's coming up next. Alright, so that's gonna wrap it up for the night. Thank you guys for checking out Cool Fred's Garage, and we'll see you next video.